So we'll start by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. So I think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. Try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. And we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. Just allowing the body to fall into place. And we begin to let go of attending to the environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining our awareness just to the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting our awareness up from those distractions and placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, we generate a broad altruistic motivation for our time, intentionally taking a moment to widen our circle of concern, attempting to embrace countless sentient beings within the field of our practice, thinking of their kindness in all of the many roles that they play in relation to oneself, all of the ways in which we benefit from the work of sentient beings, their efforts, and simply the fact that we ourselves benefit means that their labor is a kindness. And wishing to repay that kindness, thinking that now we have all of the internal and external causes and conditions to be able to truly work on our mind, truly develop our capacity to become someone fully qualified to benefit sentient beings. So I must not let this opportunity pass us by. We should work to repay that kindness by creating all of the necessary changes in the mind, transforming the mind, becoming deeply familiar with those positive, constructive states of mind that give rise naturally, spontaneously to beneficial actions, and working to reduce and ultimately eliminate the influence of destructive states of mind, those states that are painful for oneself and often motivate actions that are harmful for those around us. Thinking that is how we can repay the kindness of sentient beings. And then we will begin to contemplate one of the ways in which we perceive in a mistaken way that generates obstacles for our spiritual growth and development. This false view of permanence that pervades all of our perceptions. When we experience something that seems enjoyable, pleasant, we think it will always serve that function. It will always be like that. When we experience something unpleasant, we find it unbearable because we feel as though it's also unchanging in its nature. If we can develop the wisdom mind, we can see through that false perspective of permanence and see that everything is in the nature of change. And yet, in ordinary daily life, we're often simply reactive, not moving beyond the world of appearances. If we think of the causes and conditions that give rise to our experiences, we can begin to see them as dynamic. We can recognize that all phenomena that were created by human beings are the product of causes and conditions, the assembly of different substances, different processes. But everything in the natural world is the same. Our own bodies depend on the substances of mother and father, and continued from that moment to depend on food, water, protection, and everything in the natural world is the same. Everything is composed of parts, completely dependent on the coming together of causes and conditions, and therefore necessarily changing moment by moment by moment. So think of all of the coarse changes that you observe. Coarse meaning able to be observed with the eyes, the ears, the other bodily senses, and changing of the seasons, the movement toward dysfunction in all observable phenomena, the arising and passing away of plants and animals, the ways in which our own possessions become dysfunctional over time, needing to be fixed or replaced. Bring to mind these examples, getting a sense for that momentary change that characterizes all phenomena. we can analyze further by understanding that these observable changes don't simply manifest suddenly, but they depend upon a continuous, unbroken process of changes that are occurring below the level of our senses. In each moment of the continuity of any given phenomena, those changes are taking place, and at certain points they become noticeable. But that underlying river of change is always present, simply due to the fact that everything that we can interact with is dependent on causes and conditions. I think that everything that I experience, although it appears solid, static, is in a constant, inexorable process of change and ultimately decay, moving toward dissolution. So bring to mind recent experiences over the last weeks, some in the nature of attachment to what seemed pleasant, some in the nature of aversion to what seemed unpleasant. And try to view those experiences through the lens of this wisdom and see how they change. And when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation. I think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in the mind. I think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when that positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. And King, may it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.